Hello everybody, welcome to the follow-up video of my COCO Annotator tutorial. In this tutorial, I will be covering a few topics that were not covered in the first video. Firstly, I'll be going through some of the mistakes that can occur while annotating masks and key points, and I'll be going over the steps to rectify those mistakes. And then I'll be talking about a few things to look out for while annotating the mask, and then I'll point out to some telltale signs with which you can get to know if you have made an error. After that, I will be going over how to annotate the 10 key points for my cow top view object. So first of all, look at this annotated image on your screen. So if you look at it, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 cows here. And then cow body top view, this is the object, and it says 5 here, which means that there are 5 objects. If I click on it, you will see the IDs of the 5 different objects. But there's a mistake here. Do you know what that is? Well, let me show you. See, if I click on the eye icon, I will hide the key points and mask for that object. So let me go and hide 1. The key points of cow number 1 disappeared. And then I do the same for 2, 3, 4, and boom. You have 1 cow object, but 5 masks annotated for the same object. So if I go and hide 5 here, you see that all the masks disappear. So this is a big error. So what your instance mask detection tool that you will train using this dataset will learn is that there is 1 cow which is present in all these places, and if you ever derive your bounding boxes using the instance mask, you'll get 1 huge bounding box for all the 5 cows put together, and that will be annotated as the 5th cow, but there will be no mask for any of these cows. So that's a problem. And now I'll be telling you how to rectify this mistake. First of all, when annotating cows or any object, I'd like you to view only 1 object at a time. So we see this and then we hide this. So to annotate this object, I'll be going over a few tools, and I think I have shown this to you in the previous video. If you click on the cog here, it'll show you the shortcuts that you can use to quickly access these tools. Close this. First of all, let me use the selection tool, and the shortcut key for that is S. And for instance, there is 1 key point, let's say the center back. This key point must be moved to somewhere over here. So to access the key point, move your cursor until you see the key point center back label, and then you can move it this way, and you have adjusted the key point. You can drag and drop it. Okay, once you have a mask there, it becomes really difficult to select the key point because the hover over label will be the one for the mask and not for the key point. So now we'll go over the same technique that I showed you in the first video to label the mask. So I'll press V for the polygon tool. Before that, I need to click on this cow and then select the polygon tool by pressing V, and then I get the polygon tool. Then I go over the cow carefully. I can zoom in by scrolling up while annotating the mask, so I can get a more precise mask. So let me be very careful here, and that's okay if I ignore the tail region. And then we have a mask. So while annotating this mask, I am deliberately making an error by ignoring this part of the cow. Let's see. So you have a mask here, and then this part of the cow has not been included, and that's an error. So there are multiple ways in which you can rectify this error. So the first way would be to use the selection tool. Click on this, hover over this polygon point, and then just drag and drop it wherever you need it to go. So for example, I'll drop this one here, and then this one here, and then this one here. Fortunately, we have enough points to cover this region, but while annotating your initial mask, if you do not have enough points to cover this region, you would be stuck, right? So there's no need to worry. What you could do is select the polygon tool again by pressing V. There will be a polygon tool here, this tool, and then just draw another mask. And then I can hit close polygon here, and boom, this mask is also included as part of the original mask. So you can draw 1 continuous mask by overlapping regions of the new mask with the previously drawn mask. Now, for instance, if you want to add another mask for the same object, you can just do it this way, and then you can also include this region of the cow. And both these segments are considered to be for the same object. So the mask region will have two segments now, in which the bar over here, the occluding object, is excluded. And for instance, if you made an error by drawing a mask this way, and then you have included regions that should not have been on your object, a quick way to fix it would be to use the eraser tool. And the eraser tool can be accessed by pressing E. You press E, you get the eraser tool. You can adjust the size of the eraser tool by pressing open or square brackets, and then wherever you click, the mask will disappear from that region. And then you see here that there is an error where a part of the cow, so I'll make an error deliberately. So there is a region of the cow that's not been covered. To cover that region, you can use the brush tool, which does exactly the opposite. So you take the brush tool, then you adjust the size, and then you click here to include this region in the mask. So you don't have to start drawing the mask all over again in case you made an error. Okay, so these are some quick and easy ways to fix your mask. And then we have this object done. Then we'll go to the next object. So we'll hide this object, we'll select this object, and now I'll continue to draw the mask for this object by selecting V, the polygon tool. And then I'll draw some random mask here just for the sake of this video, and then I complete the polygon. So now you see a mask, but there is no color on this mask. So this is a sign of error. So what this means is that you have not selected the same object to draw the key point. This means that you have not selected the same object that has this set of key points to draw the mask on. You'll find that out here. So you see that the key points for this cow, the second cow, are made visible, but you have actually selected the first cow, and whatever you draw, whatever mask you draw, will be associated with the first cow. I'll show it to you now. So I'll hide the second cow, then we'll see the first cow here. So you see that there are two masks for the same cow now. So that's the same error that I spoke to you, that I told you earlier. So we go ahead and use the eraser tool, make it huge, and then wipe it all away. Okay, now that's done. Then I go back to the selection tool. So now you come here, and then how do you fix this? So this mask is supposed to be for this cow, but I have masks everywhere. So I select this cow, and then I hit the eraser tool, and I make it huge this way, and then I just erase this region. So while you're working on it, if you hit Ctrl S, your progress will be saved. Or if you click on next image, your progress will be saved. If you hit refresh at any time, if you refresh the page, your progress will be lost. So I save this, and then once you do this for all the cows, it'll look something like this. I have another example here. This is a different image. So you can verify that these are all different annotated, these masks are associated with different instance objects on the right, because they all have different colors. So the image that I showed you earlier, all the masks were of the same color. You can go back and check. So you can also do this by, you can also verify by turning off or hiding the key points and masks. You see that once I turn one on, only the masks and key points for the first cow are visible. You do the same for each cow, and you can verify it this way. And now I have another example in which I'll show you how to annotate key points for the cow top view object. So I click this, there is an empty instance. I select this, and I select this. The key point tool is automatically selected. So let us go and annotate the left and right shoulders for this cow. I believe that the left shoulder is somewhere here. I'm not very sure, maybe here. And then there is the withers, and then the right shoulder. The center back should be somewhere here, and the left hip bone, and the hip connector, the right hip bone, the pin bone, tail head, and another pin bone, and we are done. So let's move it here. You see here that I have annotated 2 key points on the occluding object, but this is wrong. So let me pull it here. So we have the withers here, but the shoulder is not visible. So let's go and make that invisible. So if you hover your mouse on this, you'll see that it says label visible. Select this, right shoulder will be selected here. Click on the cog, and then it says label visible. You click on this and select label not visible and close it. Hit Ctrl S to save the image, or hit N and go to the hit Ctrl S to save the image. Then you click this, you go to the next object. Seems to be some error. Anyway, so this is how you annotate the key points if they are not visible. Okay, that's it for this video. If you need to know anything, just let me know. Thank you.